I've been playing one of Factorio's longest mods, Space Exploration plus Krastorio 2, for over 200 hours. We've colonized several planets, optimized intergalactic supply chains, and even built monolithic structures. We're in the endgame now, but with Factorio's biggest update ever, Space Age looming closer every day, our race to the finish before it's released is anything but certain. Will we stick the landing, or will the save file be abandoned and forgotten? Welcome to a race against time and space.
LeBron James.
Scream if you love Race Against Time and Space.
Hell yeah.
This is part 13. Last time we created the Eye of Sauron in space, a landing pad capable of handling 48 different resources. This time I'm working toward making it operational and helping Woz rebuild space to handle the new sciences. First things first though, I'll be adding a mod at Woz's request, fluid filtering, allowing us to store and handle multiple fluids in the same storage tank without them mixing. The real estate in space is extremely expensive, and this mod will allow us to handle fluid with fewer and smaller train stations. Quick refresher on how the Eye of Sauron works in space. Each warehouse will hold a single resource. Filter inserters connect adjacent warehouses, blacklisting the resource that is supposed to be in the warehouse it is pulling from, guaranteeing that it does not get pulled. Everything else gets pushed to the next warehouse, and warehouses are connected in a loop such that resources are getting pushed in a circle, ensuring that if a resource is designated in an outer warehouse, it is guaranteed to find its home if none of the outer warehouses are full. Additionally, it doesn't matter which of the outer warehouses the resource starts in, meaning that we can have any number of landing pads feeding into the eye. The 4 inner warehouses hold up to 40 stacks, exactly 1 train load of each of the 12 resources that feed in from their corner, and will load trains directly based on their logistic train request. All resources in warehouses are subtracted from a value set by these constant combinators to be 500 stacks of that resource, and projects this value for all cargo rockets loading resources for the eye. Cargo rockets will also project their storage back on the same signal to ensure that resources in rockets plus the resources in the eye never add up to more than the constant combinator value. The TLDR is that we do fancy circuit logic to make sure that we only receive up to 500 stacks of each resource we want in space. We chose 500 as this is slightly less than the 512 stacks that warehouses can hold, and because if there is only 1 rocket loading a resource, we are guaranteed to get a full cargo rocket launch of that resource when it runs out in space, ensuring maximum efficiency out of our expensive cargo rocket sections and space capsules. As it stands, most rockets load 4 or more resources, which makes it multiplicatively more likely that rocket launches will have full cargo and space will not run out of any one resource, even if multiple rockets are loading the same resource, which can potentially cause a deadlock. The construction in space will be expensive and time-consuming, and we plan to keep up the legacy infrastructure until the Eye and new science manufacturing are completed. The old stuff is slow and reliant on bots, but it still works, and it's helpful to use this time to chip away at research that we can afford, which at this point even includes Energy Science 1 and all the quote-unquote basic space science except for biologic. One of these is Zone Discovery, a new infinite research that I believe discovers a new planet in a new solar system. We've long since found all of the planets in our current solar system, so this will be super handy for gambling at a new planet that may have attributes our current system does not provide. We still need to harvest Vita Melange from a new planet, and it would be awesome to find a planet with Vita Melange, core mining, 0 biters, good solar, no biter meteors, water, crude oil, and maybe even some other elusive resources like vulcanite or beryl. It's a pipe dream, but I'll keep rolling the dice as long as I have the credits. Well, would you look at that, a Vita Melange planet with most of the goodies in a new solar system. Solar power is passable and there are biter meteors, but otherwise this looks pretty sweet. If the generation includes the resources listed, I can make power from vulcanite or uranium, cryonite can make rods or water ice to send back to space, coal can make steel or oil things if I need it. This planet might be incredible. I'll keep this planet in the back pocket for now. The Eye has a list of edge cases that need to be addressed. The first is the cargo rocket sections from rocket reusability, as well as the space capsule that each rocket launch will leave behind. This contraption will catch some of the cargo sections, packing and placing them into an active provider chest, but because sections are added to the end of a landing pad and landing pads are unloaded last to first, many of them will still end up in the Eye, and I don't really want to make a warehouse dedicated to cargo sections because they stack poorly, making trains bad at moving them, and I'd prefer bots to do this job. Also, nothing in space wants cargo sections or space capsules. They're effectively an export, and even at 48, spots in the Eye will be taken up fast and are at a premium. Other items that are more infrastructural and generally needed in smaller quantities, like inserters, warehouses, fluid tanks, and logistic train stops, also should have their own separate landing pad that unload into passive provider chests, because generally bots refill these in my inventory when they're running low, and it'd be nice to have a place for the bots to grab them when I run out instead of having to go all the way back to Navis. The third edge case is a terrestrial one, so I headed back to Navis. Counts of resources can be transmitted when they are loading into a rocket silo, in a landing pad, or in any of the warehouses in the Eye. But they can't be directly transmitted while a cargo rocket is in flight, which takes somewhere between 20 and 30 seconds. This means that other cargo rockets that load these same resources as those currently in flight will cause overflows on resources that are not being counted for those 20 to 30 seconds. I found myself in the blueprint lab developing a solution. My idea was to have the rocket launch trigger an SR latch, which you can think of as a light switch, to start counting down a timer when it launches. The rocket launch will also trigger a memory cell to hold each resource that was in the rocket at a count of 1 and feed into an arithmetic combinator that multiplies these values by -1 billion and feeds into the main signal. This will guarantee that the value for said resources are below 0, stopping them from being loaded into any rockets on the same signal. When the timer attached to the SR latch hits a certain value, which I set to 30 seconds, an R signal, which you can think of as turning off the light switch I mentioned earlier, will zero out the memory cell and the timer, as well as disable the timer from counting up. And it turns out this works, except for one problem. It took me a while to catch it, but the F signal coming out of the rocket, which transmits the number of spots in the rocket that are full with cargo, never actually hits 0 because loaders are so fast. Instead of using the F signal, use the cargo rocket section signal, because these are usually loaded with an inserter that has swing delay, and the swing delay means the cargo section value will actually hit 0, which is a perfect trigger for signaling when the cargo rocket has launched. This took me a bit longer than I thought it would. I thought it would be like riding a bike, but I was a bit rusty with the combinators. The final edge case I tackled was objectively simpler, but it took me way longer to solve, and I didn't expect that. I probably spent a good 5 hours in the lab to come up with a solution that was 7 combinators in total. To be specific, the last problem accounts for power outages. When a rocket is loading and suddenly the power goes out for some reason, that base is no longer sending what is in the rocket as a signal, which can also lead to overloads when other rockets are loading the same resources that are already in the rocket where the power went out. My solution was to have each rocket that launches send a single value of an unused signal type to quote-unquote register the number of rockets. This value is stored in a memory cell that resets and takes a new value only if the new value is larger than the previous. A final decider combinator compares this largest value of registered rockets to the current number of rockets transmitting the signal, and if the number of rockets currently transmitting a signal is less than the largest recorded number, one of the rockets is therefore out of power and the entire request from space turns off, meaning all rockets stop loading everything. This solution is a little less specific. It would be nice to turn off only the resources that the rocket had loaded, but this requires the overhead of separating signals for each rocket launch and/or adding a new memory cell for each rocket launch beyond the blueprint on the ground, which sounded too complicated and less easily scaled, so I made it this way. In the end, it'll force the good habit of leaving enough power generation at each base, lest I want to be punished by not receiving any resources in space whatsoever. I had some anxiety about making this megalith, but I feel good about putting in these safety precautions. Most of what I make doesn't take nearly this much thought or planning, but I felt pretty confident about it going forward.
I beat last boss in Hades too, so now I can go back to playing Factorio until they add more content.
Once I update the rocket launch stations wherever they are, the Eye of Sauron should be like complete, quote unquote, in the sense that it will work.
I am excited. Oh, did you add the fluid filtering? Cool. I've never actually joined a server with mods before. God, that system is so good though. Holy shit.
Which one?
Just here's the mods you need that you don't have. Click here to download them all and join the server. You think we're ever gonna finish this?
Well, we now have the tools to actually get progress done in a semi-linear fashion. Yeah, we have also officially hit the point where UPS has dropped below 60.
Well, it seems like it's hovering at about 60. Oh no, oh my god, this looks amazing.
Yeah, I got the power poles to line up so that when you look at it in the map, it's just like,
see, if you're showing other people, you gotta get the drip right, you know?
Yeah.
Talking about the rail going south out of the eye.
Yeah, that's what I was working on today. I was like, it would be better if they could come out either way, so I made it like that.
Just faster. Yeah. Are we gonna process water somewhere, or are we just gonna ship ice around?
I have it set up so that we can accept ice.
But what I'm saying is, are we gonna just like have an ice processing thing where we just melt it and then ship the water around, or are we just gonna ship ice around? I don't actually know which is more dense.
Yeah, I don't actually know. From the eye perspective, it can't handle fluids. At least coming out of the eye, it has to be water ice. I'm guessing pushing around water ice is more efficient.
Okay, I will do that then.
I might start transitioning all of the resources to go to the eye.
Good, do it. I think we definitely should make another eye.
We'll need one, I think.
Let me see if the eye fits on the second. Oh, it doesn't quite fit. No, it's like two rail width off. It's so close, dude. It's so close. Well, we can move it down a little bit, maybe.
What if you moved the rail just slightly over?
These are all one train width.
Yeah, but if it was to the right a little bit, it would be just slightly longer than the train width.
But yeah, but then the one to the right wouldn't be a train width, but then I'd have to move the entire thing down.
Well, I'm just thinking like, what's easier to move, the whole eye or?
Oh no, I'm not saying move the whole eye. I'm just saying if you move the new eye, we could just make it to the north, I guess.
If we just moved that rail over.
Why don't we just put it to the north, and then there's plenty of room up there.
Because then we have two eyes that are stacked on top of each other instead of side to side like a face.
God damn it. You make a point. You make a good point.
Absolutely destroyed by facts and logic.
I will cut and paste literally all of this. There. Oh, it's getting so big now.
The space platform?
Yes.
Things are also going to get a little interesting when we can make a space elevator.
Yeah, the trains just directly come up here.
Yeah.
When do we get the elevator anyway?
Not sure.
Oh, actually, it's pretty close. We get it at Material Science Pack 2.
Based. Updating to the new rocket signal system is as easy as paste the blueprint, attach the rocket by green wire to where the giant letters tell you to, and attach the signal receiver, which is the giant dish TV thing, to the belts. Even a 4-year-old could figure it out. That's how you know you have a good system. Fuck. Just don't forget to set the correct values before you copy the blueprint like I did.
Why do I have so much cryonite in the storage warehouse?
The rocket crashed.
Oh, that would do it. I hit the wrong button and I just fired my railgun and scared the shit out of myself. That's gonna ruin someone's day sometime.
If you load more than 20 stacks for 2 resources that are loading into the same cargo, we might run into the issue where the stack inserter grabs a resource, has nowhere to put it. The next train that comes, it loads it into that instead.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish stack inserters didn't do that. I wish they were like, oh, you're done? I'm gonna put this back.
Well, most people probably aren't using this kind of chuckle fuckery, so.
The depot probably should be kind of specialized to handle multiple trains.
That's just gonna be like a shit ton of rail lines. We can have like more than one depot. If we want the depots like spread out, so if a train's grabbing something from way the fuck out somewhere, it doesn't need to go from a central depot. It could go from like a branch depot or something. Oh, that's so janky, dude.
What happened?
The pump.
It says you're being dropped from the game.
It feels like it.
Why is that?
I opened up a pump menu, and now it is IP address and port already used for a different player. Let's try again. Weird champ. Filter pumps don't play great with multiplayer, it seems.
Did it kick you again?
Yep.
Confirmed that it doesn't work for you, I suppose.
Yeah.
Okay, I successfully set the filter. I don't feel myself being dropped from my own game.
I do see someone getting the same thing from 5 years ago.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it's just broken. There's literally a guy who said it might cause desyncs.
That's so random.
And then he said he fixed it, and I don't think it's gonna work. Oh, do we want to drop the fluid filtering then, and I'll figure out a different way of doing it?
Yeah, I can drop that and try it again. I know almost nothing about modding this game, but getting desynced for setting a filter on a pump is absolutely hilarious. We need more chaos like this in games. Like you place down an inserter and it deletes the first file in your downloads folder. I might make that mod. Okay. Should be good now. Could also do like a display up here of like all the resources and what percentage full they are on Nixie tubes.
That would be neat. They just go up to like 99 then.
Yeah, it'd be nice to show 100. I wonder if there's a nice way to do that. I think if they're side by side, yeah, they don't need...
Okay, cool. Cool. Do they still need to be wired up?
No, only the
you don't.
farthest right.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they chain.
Oh shit, that's cool. All right.
Okay, first shipment is down.
First.
Oh, that looks pretty cool.
Oh, that is so neat.
Oh my god, dude, it's like a fucking Rube Goldberg machine.
How does this work?
So
That's the neat part, it doesn't.
yeah.
Like, I get that it's passing everything around in a loop, but I don't get where it's transferring from the outer loop to the inner loop.
It is a... It's like a power button. Is its shape.
Okay. Yeah, so it gets to the top and then goes
Gets to
back
the top,
down the inside.
goes to the inner loop,
Okay.
goes all the way around, then goes back up to the top ring. So
Oh god, that's so inefficient, but I love it.
well, it's the same efficiency as doing it the other way because it's all just, it all has to be in one direction. So no matter how you order the warehouses, it doesn't matter. It's the same efficiency. It just has to go in one long line, at least for this setup.
Well, whatever it is, it's cool.
It's this eye spurring out. I'm like looking at inserters that are like that could be configured to move faster based on like the Bob's inserters.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, because if they have to change how far they're extending, they swing
It's
slower.
a lot slower. Yeah, I know that. But
So when they're going at weird curves like this, it's hard to tell. The nice thing about this is that if something's broken, it just means something gets passed around in a giant circle. It's like fine. Some of the cargo sections are going to make it into the loop and just go around forever, and so I just need to put a thing in there that catches them and puts them into an active provider chest or something.
I mean, to be fair, we can just have this taken whatever, right?
Well, any of the 48 resources. Right now we're only at 40. There can be a few things going around in a big circle, but at some point it would clog up. I feel like with our current setup, rocket launches, like pretty much every place can make their own cargo section, so it's not like rocket launches are that expensive.
I put 4 exoskeletons in, and I still run really fucking slow on this.
Just get jetpack 3s.
Do we have those?
I've got like 3 jetpack 2s, and I'm like kind of the speed of a jet.
Oh, I didn't realize you could put multiple ones on. Does it just boost your speed?
Yeah, oh my god, it's still fucking sorting.
I feel like something's buggy with it.
There might be a resource that it can't handle that I didn't think about flying around in there. Oh, you know what it is? It's the cargo sections, of course. That's one of them.
They go so fast that sometimes it doesn't have a chance to grab them. Oh, we can't blacklist stuff on the loaders.
I was just gonna add multiple places where they get taken out.
You gotta know at this point that I don't word good. Come on.
I understand that. I just don't understand what the not good word. When a rocket launches, I don't know if it sends out the F signal. I should have checked that when it launched.
The F signal? It's paying respect.
Well, up to 500 times, yes. No, F just shows you how many sections in the cargo rocket are full. And so I'm setting it to when F equals 0, start the 30-second countdown of not loading the resources that were loaded.
Oh, did we want to do nuclear trains up here? feel like they'd last longer.
Yeah, if we have the, I don't know how expensive they were.
It makes more sense than like a train burning coal or something. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, used up uranium fuel cells can be recycled into tritium. We can't even make tritium yet. So that's the only way we can get tritium? Interesting.
I want to start deconstructing parts of what's currently making science.
I think that's the last thing we should deconstruct. What was the other one that you went to? The first one.
Orion, I just don't really need to go back there.
Yeah, that's the one without water. You're just like, fuck that planet.
Dude.
So do you want to run down to Hagen and hook that shit up?
I might be able to do it from space. When did we unlock water ice?
A while ago.
We actually managed to make it this far without running out of water ice from the water ice mine on the moon. We've been able to make it with cryonite for a while now, and it is certainly deserving of a spot in the eye. I'm very thankful for leaving my supplies on Hagen. I can just kludge together some chemical stations, and this should make the critical amount of water ice we need. Some amount. We still haven't touched Vital Melange, so with Hagen's cargo sections being half off and no real problems on the planet, we'll hit the 100,000 maximum of water ice in space before we even need it.
Oh, the eye is so janky, dude. I love it.
It's just always tweaking out.
Yes, it's glorious.
Optimal. The eye has added that magic spark to rocket launches again. They now give a golden opportunity to watch it land, unload, and sort in space, which I found myself mesmerized by on several occasions. Oh, baby.
Oh! So many resources. Are all the pads supposed to be named the same?
So the ones around the eye, yes, because it doesn't matter which a rocket lands at, and it means that you can have multiple landings at the same time. And I got the thing that stops resources from loading to work correctly. Trust me, it took a lot to not make this entire video just a montage of rockets unloading. I have the footage. These rainbow waves of resources are a total accident of how rockets are loaded, but my god, they are so great.
All right, we got both trains hooked up, one for cargo, one for fluids.
Nice.
And space for 6 total trains. That should be probably fine. Also, the depot is easily copy pastable.
Nice. All right, the Navis one already loaded and is on its way.
Damn, son.
Dude, we're interplanetary now, baby. Thank God none of these have fucking crashed. Oh my god, look at the spaghetti. Oh, that's so beautiful.
So many colors.
I like that it just kind of switches every like 4 resources.
Yeah, I don't know why. Well, it's just going from the bottom to the top.
Oh, it was just loaded like that then, which makes sense because they all loaded at the same time. So they would like each take a slot, fill it up, and then each take another slot, fill it up. That actually, we get like a rainbow unloads and like it doesn't matter, but it looks awesome just naturally. That's so cool.
Here we go. Oh, look how fast that boy is. He has like green smoke too. It's the best kind of smog.
Smog.
You know what I kind of want to do though? Is put a bunch of solar panels on there and afterburners.
Oh, on the train? That would be sick.
Yeah. Gotta go fast.
There's like a singular item that's like moving through the eye, and it's moving so fast I can't see what it is.
Here comes more.
Ooh.
Oh, so beautiful.
Oh, man.
Is there any random garbage in this one?
This should just be a whole episode. Just only this unloading.
You should just do like a time lapse of this.
Oh, dude, yeah. If I could set a camera for like a part of the map while I went off and did other stuff. Wait, are we gonna have 2 rainbow unloads at the same time? Because another rocket's about to launch. It's gonna be close.
No, ran out.
No. Oh, it was off by like 10 seconds. Oh, that would have been so cool. And we're probably at a place where like the train station can't possibly unload fast enough to warrant multiple landings at the same time anymore. Just enjoy this while it lasts. It's not really a problem. I'm just optimizing for trying to get multiple. Oh, it's happening. Oh, we're so lucky. We're blessed on this blessed day. The double rainbow unload. Oh. Let's go. Oh, dude, the eye just working overtime. Like a double rainbow in real life, you don't plan for it. It just hits you, and you have to enjoy it while it lasts. From pure practicality emerged unmatched beauty. This 20-second clip is the best thing I have ever captured in Factorio. And just like that, the sun comes out again and it fades away. With rockets unloading significantly faster than trains, it's likely we'll never see 2 rockets landing at the same time again. All you can do is be happy that you experienced something that incredible. Don't dwell on how you could have made it better or how you could force it to happen again. Just be happy it happened and hope one day you'll be that lucky again. You never know when a triple rainbow unload might happen, and being mired in the past will only make you miss the incredible, unpredictable future. Remember, that's how you got here in the first place. Oh, hello, Mr. Train. Do you happen to need things? We got things. Dude, I can't stop watching these fucking rocket landings.
I know, right? It's great.
Remember when I told myself I wasn't going to make the entire video just rockets unloading?
Oh, here's another one. Whee. Yeah, they're firing fast now, aren't they? Holy shit.
Yeah, space needs a lot of stuff. The Navi's rocket has so many different things to load too that it's gonna take a lot of different launches.
Yeah.
Well, here comes the ice. It's so cool when they land because they're like crazy rainbow colors, but they're like color schemed. Like this one's like light blue. I'm gearing up. Well, I'm making sure all the rocket stuff works, but then I'm gonna go to a Vitamelange planet. Before I do, let's appreciate the fact that this giant system is all actually working. The rocket launch, the unload, the sorting, the train loading exactly what it needs. It's so far beyond where we started, just pushing sand and ore around on belts. Oh my god, dude, the rocket landings are coming in so fast and furious. Feels good too, because like, at least as far as I can tell right now, I counted for the fail conditions. All right, that's enough rainbow rocket for now. To touch on Waz's project, he is making a station for all the fluids in space. He's starting with oil products, but there's also lube, chemical gel, cosmic water, and thermal fluid, which is entirely its own thing between making it hot, cool, cold, super cold, as well as all the sludgy stuff like biosludge, contaminated biosludge, and contaminated cosmic water. So he definitely has his work cut out for him.
Oh shit. Ah, fuck. Oh, you ever just sit wrong? Oh. Oh, God. The perils of manhood.
We're launching rockets so fast we actually ran out of cargo sections on Navis. That's absolutely insane.
Based.
I am loading a rocket to go to Vitamelange. And while doing so, realize steel ingots are 250% more efficient per stack to send to space than regular steel. The recipe to make them is also more efficient than regular steel, needing only pyroflux, which, believe it or not, we are starting to back up on Navis just from the core miner. They're slow to craft, but that's a perfect thing to set up just before going through the time-consuming process of going and setting up a new planet. The one I scanned earlier, Horatum, I'll give myself points for even trying. Anyway, it's huge, like really huge, way bigger than Baroque. It's so big, I started marking important resources on the map so I can actually find them later. It's also incredible, boasting snowy mountains juxtaposed with volcanic land, lakes, and lush forests. I imagine it's hard to go wrong with generating terrain. Any way you splice it, it looks like, ooh, pretty colors. That, or alien biomes in the context of this mod, is doing an amazing job at generation, and I'm just ignoring the incredible scale it takes to make this realish terrain. I'm a big fan. It's got Cyanide, Vulcanite, and Meteor.
Oh, base.
I didn't know that could happen. Fucking hit the jackpot. It has Biter Meteors, but other than that, like 7% threat. Water, pretty nice. It's really fucking big. Like, it's so fucking big. Should take a look at planet Horaratum.
That's so fucking far. Holy shit. That's a big planet.
Also, in case you thought everything is going well, Baroom is out of power and Hagen's LTN is misbehaving because of network ID things, sending Beryl to iron ore drop-offs. These detours are still as prevalent as ever. It's like having pets. They take a long time to train and need more of your attention than you probably planned for. Oh my god. How did Beryl get there in the first place? I'm changing the name of this station. It might have try to go to like a station on a different planet or some shit.
You ever just like to flex by walking around when it's just like pitch black out because you know where all the furniture is?
I feel like you're just gonna fucking die.
I realized I had the oven on and I forgot to turn it off, and it's been on for a couple hours now. When
I go to the new planet, I think I'm gonna use power armor because you can actually use your self-defense. We are at 200 hours.
Do you have any comments for the people?
Get the gun.
For them or for yourself?
They'll find out.
There you have it, folks.
This is like if what was that like weird game for the DS, like Brain Age? This is like if Brain Age was fucking real. This is how you become the Giga Chad.
Brain Age is real.
It is real, but it doesn't work. It's just kind of like, hey, do a Sudoku puzzle, you'll get a higher IQ, and it's like that's not how it works.
Man.
Yeah. Do you want to show me the published study on this?
Yes, I can show you.
Professor Was.
It says right here that I can say whatever the fuck I want. Okay.
That is in the contract. That's true.
The only things that I can't say are because then you'll have to bleep them out or just cut them entirely.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep that in, and it's gonna be like the only thing I can't say, and then there's just gonna be like 10 seconds of like a beep and like your name like flashing in the top left. Beep. Should give you just a huge bass boost.
That would be funny, but it's too late.
I'll just get a custom voice more for something.
just get a vocoder. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, just have like a deep bassy voice, and then you just put like whenever I'm talking, you just put like the Chad head in the corner.
What's up? You know, just committing eco-terrorism.
Oh, good.
In Minecraft.
Oh, I did it. Yes! Okay. The train didn't overload. Thank God. Good. This means the eye doesn't need any crazy tweaking. I was actually theory crafting a way to get 2 rails in the middle so that 2 different trains can load, and it like kind of is sick. But it would be weird because you'd need to have both rails flare out at the end, because if they're perfectly adjacent, there's no room for the second logistic train stop unless it loaded from the other side. But the problem is that things coming in one way don't line up going the other way.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the fuck's up with that.
So how's your guys' chicken nugget factory coming along?
Actually, I'm gearing up to do some killing for basically the first time. Well, I guess 120 hours ago I did some killing.
I mean, what was the Vitamelange ones you're gonna get?
It's Horaratum. There's another Vitamelange planet. I just like this one better. They both have biter meteors. They both have 7% threat.
Well, you should see how far or how much fuel it will take to get the rocket there.
Oh no, I can get there. I just need 661,000 rocket fuel. That's so much. I mean, it doesn't matter because we can make infinite of it here. It's just hilarious. This faraway planet also has 7% threat. The threat might be small, but on a big planet, there are so many more places for biters to squirm away and build bases, so I'm going to be using power armor and some new equipment in Adaptive Armor Mark III and personal defense lasers, both automatic and sniper, both at level 2, powered by a portable RTG, which provides infinite power. I decided to test them out on the locals. The gun on the jet is still using red ammo, which at this point is not very effective on biters. It's a little hard to tell, but the defense lasers are actually doing most of the work here. We have rockets though, which really should be my weapon of choice when I take matters into my own hands because of their splash damage, and the mix of explosive and energy damage is really synergistic for dealing with biters that might have a resistance to one or the other. This is the loadout I was using in the thruster suit. The life support and jetpacks are great in space, but don't do anything militarily. I'll still keep this suit on hand for when I do go to space though. In contrast, this is my new Power Armor Mark II setup: energy, armor, roboport, and gun. And then I found Power Armor Mark III. A larger equipment grid, better resistances, and technically we have all the things we need to make it. So I spent 3 hours trying to kludge together Material Science 1 in space, and it turns out this was a dumb idea. To make Material Science 1, we need to make material testing packs out of plastic, rare metals, iron, copper, and imersite crystals. Then we need to make 4 different types of data, which all need material testing packs and blank data cards, including cold, hot, tensile, and compressive. Cold also requires cold thermofluid. Hot also requires plasma stream. Cold and hot both output normal thermofluid and contaminated scrap as byproducts. Tensile also requires steel, iridium, and lubricant. Compressive requires concrete, iridium, and lubricant. Tensile and compressive both emit scrap and contaminated cosmic water and iridium as byproducts. Once everything is assembled and wasted properly, then you can assemble Exodia and make a material catalog with more cold thermofluid, outputting more thermo backwash, which can make material insights with even more cold thermofluid, giving back even more blank data cards and thermo bullshit. And with 36 of these, you can add even more cold thermofluid to make 4 significant data, 32 more blank data cards, even more thermo nonsense, and finally you can make these science pack ones with 1 significant data, 1 material catalog, 1 insight, 20 iridium plates, and yes, more cold liquid, giving back more hot liquid and junk data cards. With 50 bots feeding this entire operation, which needs like 500 bots, it's very slow, and we need 500 material science while also making 500 of every other science too, which are also only fed by 50 bots, and at least 2 of the other steps have a comparable amount of processing necessary. So spoiler, I didn't get Power Armor Mark III.
Y'all still playing that game?
Yeah.
Done by now.
No, that doesn't happen. When I say space science, there's actually 17 of them, and we have made like 6.
So you're like 20% done.
Yeah. This is,
Ooh, the rainbow makes it a lot less ominous than I was hoping, actually. How long did that take you?
That's the rainbow unload that we get.
That's a very cool rainbow. Oh, look, they're so frantic. Some kind of cursed anemone. I need to make a steak now. Right, seeing other people suffering and being like, I don't understand.
It's supposed to be resource Sauron. I don't know.
Because I was reading it as like re-sour Sauron, and I was like, what is sour about?
Ooh, no, the 2-dimensional flying bottle.
The Hyperloop.
A Taurus?
Mobius strip.
Yes.
That's an update on the steak. The sear is fantastic, and it's slightly overcooked. 9 out of 10 dentists recommend removing the rat.
It's gotta be so shitty to be a rat.
All right, I do need to ask. Raise your hand if more than a week ago you knew the full extent of what a Catboy was.
I'm raising my hand.
I'm raising both my hands.
With all the weird, freaky stuff.
Everybody but you.
I thought it was just like, cat ears.
Oh my god, no.
Having fun.
Okay, but like actually, everyone knows about the Catboys.
I'm just, I thought just like simple. And it's not.
See,
and
we
I'm
just
also
start talking about cat boys and
Just on time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
It's still a cat.
whatever you're into.
Fuck, you're a bitch.
I just asked who knew the full extent of what Catboys were.
I don't fucking know.
See?
I mean, it used to be. I mean, I feel like with a lot of those sorts of things, it used to be pretty simple. You know, it's like, but now it's like.
I thought it was just like the kids who wore the tail to school and fucking.
Why do you think people choose to dress up like animals?
Sexual.
It's because
Okay,
they're-
but what about when you go to fucking Disney World? Is every kid there a furry?
Not yet.
Secretly.
Hey, did you get the pamphlet?
You gotta get up to speed, man.
One final question is, how did the YouTube algorithm push all of those people to my video?
Your videos are like crack for neurodivergent people.
Just, you know what? That kind of makes sense, actually.
It's just OnlyFans with more nuance.
OnlyFans, but it's a guy.
OnlyFans with more nuance and slightly less nudity. Only slightly, though.
You need to sneak into office buildings and pretend like take over a conference room and be pretending to be productive while playing Factorio and see how long it takes before they kick you out.
How are you getting out of this Catboys thing?
I don't think I am.
You gotta monetize it. You need to sell saucepan branded cat ears.
Yeah, do you need help with the merchandising?
Yeah. We want to cut.
I think you could do something extremely cringy with Sauce Man as the brand name.
I think we're already there.
And Cat Boys.
Yeah, you do cat boy sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cat Boy sauce. And it's like butter's creamy goo.
Yeah.
I think the thing I'll need the most help with is actually just personal security. How dangerous are these people on average?
As long as there's not more than 2 of them, they, just don't let them surround you. You gotta start learning how to break holds.
Yeah, I wouldn't do a meet and greet, that's for sure.
You just need to be assertive, and then they'll then run away.
That only.
Yeah, they like
Yeah,
that.
they like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if I was just like, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? That might be
That's
what
the
they
hard
want.
part. You can't insult them or compliment them.
You just gotta get
Go to
them
other Cat
fighting.
Boys.
I was just gonna tell you I'm going to that really, really far away planet. If there's any last words,
The last words are, I hope you don't run out of gas.
that would be funny. Just shows you your oxygen meter.
Technically, it's not gas.
What happens if you die?
Start over.
Yeah, this is actually
Hardcore mode.
hardcore. Yeah, it's one life.
Is it?
No, that would fucking dude.
That should be your next
Like
Yeah,
300
no,
hours in,
definitely.
hit yourself with a train.
Using wordplay, you could slowly alter the identity of your audience.
psyop, dude. Psyop time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We love a little good psyop.
Hell yeah.
And I'm finally done collecting everything I need for, I'll just call it the big planet. The biggest difference is the advanced solar panels and the laser turrets. I'll actually need to think about defense on this planet. It's honestly a great luxury so far. None of the planets we've landed on have any biters, just Navis. In some ways though, I'm excited to go killing again. With the new armor, I feel like a new car at a stoplight. Hitting the launch button to come to this planet gave me fear like the first time. It's so far away. I know that it's not literally, it's just some amount of rocket fuel away and the time to travel is the same. It's just that 600,000 rocket fuel feels so far away. Thankfully, I dodged my biggest fear of landing right on top of some biters, and I'm in the middle of the planet near an iron mine, which is pretty good. The place I want to make a base is much more complicated than the planets before. I want to find an intersection of vitamelange, pyroflux, and cryonite with nearby iron, copper, stone, and oil. I've only scanned half the planet and I don't know how feasible this is, but I also have some basics to set up first anyway. The planets have 46% solar, but my solar panels give 250% power, so I actually end up with about 25% better solar than basic solar panels, and I'm going to set these up while the bots sort the blown up rocket into storage warehouses. Alright, enough peace. Time to test this baby out. Mark that down as a success.
Very wholesome interaction.
I then found some tactical places to put turrets to defend the edges of my power generation, hidden in the trees and behind cliffs. You can't even see them. I wish this gave them a stealth attack bonus. Being on top of an iron patch means I can drop down my trusty red belt and pipe using only belt's blueprint. I found that I use way more red belts than I expect on new planets, and having a blueprint that is bought independent making them is very handy. And there was a lot more killing I had to do. It helped a bunch with getting more space, but getting them totally eliminated is difficult even on just half this planet. After about 2 hours, I got weary of biter meteors and decided that the killing was satisfactory for now. I should settle down somewhere to get the biter meteor installation turrets in place. If a biter meteor lands within 10 miles of my advanced solar panels, I'm ramping this up and killing every biter in the universe. It has to be done. Anyway, I actually found a great spot for the base Vitamelange right next to a core miner seam with Cryonite just to the east, a Vulcanite to the west. Not too far to the south are some large stone, iron, and copper patches, and a little farther out even crude oil and coal. Because I already have a significant amount of power generation in the middle of the planet, I run a big pole line back, and on the way found a nice little surprise. If I remember correctly, these temples have some goodies, some super high tier modules or something, and even a secret associated with them, but they're filled with biter nests, and I'm not ready to find out if it can kill me, so I'll save that for later. Back in the northeast, everything starts with the core miner, and you've heard this story before. X resource core fragment into that resource stone and core fragments, then all the normal core fragment stuff. This time X resource is Vitamelange. I made a blueprint for handling core fragment outputs, which I can just throw down so I can quickly move on to the next piece of the Vitamelange puzzle, which is crushing it into Vitamelange nuggies, stone, and wood. Stone and wood get thrown into the recycle pile. I begin a train track so that I can start crucial resource gathering processes, first of which is crude oil. It's easy to pump and store in a giant tank while I set everything else up, and this base is going to be very petroleum hungry. I also have that handy dandy cargo rocket section blueprint, which I can just throw down while I gather the raw resources. It's probably the longest production chain that we have run into so far, and not having to think about it has intrinsic value. With this oil refinery blueprint, I'm starting to feel less like an engineer and more like a product manager. This Pyroflux mine definitely needs this blueprint, and I actually have to make something. Isn't that the bot's job? Was set up Vulcanite originally, so to get the rundown, you crush it into crushed and a little bit of refined Vulcanite and stone. Then you can centrifuge the crushed, refined, and sulfur to get more refined. Then you can combine them with petroleum and water to make Vulcanite blocks. These are actually needed down the line in Vitamelange and have a lot of utility in making Pyroflux for rocket fuel and productivity module 3s. No factory is complete without iron, which is conveniently right off the track on the way to oil and Vulcanite, and I can complete the vibrantly colored Vulcanite process back at the base. For the first time, that sound actually means something on a different planet. This time it's a false alarm, thankfully, just some rowdiness on Navis. Rowdiness in the form of 4 meteors hitting at the same time? Well, I don't negotiate with terrorists. No base is complete without copper either, this time having to trek down into Shrek's swamp, but it's copper all the same. No base is complete without stone, especially when it's so close I don't even need a train. One thing that is nice about stone in particular is all the things that output stone as a byproduct, meaning that this 1.6 million stone will be strained quite a bit less than it otherwise would with all the core mining and Vitamelange crushing helping out. And no base is complete without mineral water. No, you can complete a base without mineral water. Once again, I need nitric acid, which is a process that has made my shit list. It uses mineral water and rare metals, which almost nothing else need, meaning that you can assess a planet for all its essentials and then be out of luck for getting mineral water or rare metals if it doesn't have it. I didn't even plan for either on this planet, just got lucky. Then there's the ammonia, which needs water electrolysis, the bane of any energy grid, and the oxygen output is nice, but you also need to vent it because you can make too much of it, which is annoying. So yeah, fuck you, nitric acid. There is a pyramid on this new planet, and I'm scared to go inside, but I kind of want to go in.
I mean,
can you jump out really fast if you...
I don't know, I've never been on one. You could put a chest down with and put all your non-armor stuff in there, so if you do die, it's not the end of the world. Because I think you just respawn on the planet, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
I also have some defender capsules, so those might do the needful.
You should stream because I want to see this.
Oh. Okay. I went in for like a millisecond. You can go in and out very easily, so.
Okay, that's good. Just show me. Let's go. Okay, let's see this shit. Make sure you're filming this. This is important.
Yes.
Just play the Indiana Jones theme as much as you can.
Get 'em, boys.
Okay, I think you're probably good now. Maybe?
I'm not sure. Oh no. Get out of the way.
Oh, you gotta get the nest.
I do.
Oh, you're dead as fuck.
Nope.
Oh, I hope you put a landing pad down.
I did. Kind of far away. Oh my god. There.
Wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah.
Let's see if a good old Informatron tells us about getting absolutely fucking mogged. It almost never comes up that you can't move through biters. Turns out you can't. They push you. I watched back the footage. I'm not sure it's true that biters can push players. I think I was just coping. No, they were like pushing me back. Either way, going into the pyramid rewards you with a Death Stranding demo. That's right, space exploration was the first Strand type game. You might have missed it, but the pyramid was actually plastered with the Monster Energy logo. Honestly, the random spawn on this map might have been better. Like, if I hadn't put a landing pad down, I could have spawned on this world in like a random location, I think is how it works. No jet, no jetpack, no exoskeleton. Oh my god. Fucking hell. How am I gonna get back in there?
You could probably just go in and grab your stuff and then jump out. I'm sure you have some extra. Just drop a landing pad next to it. Man, this is rough, dude.
Man.
How close are you?
About halfway. Fucking.
This is a big fucking planet. Holy shit.
Dude, it's absolutely massive.
You think you can take your shit in there?
I was thinking about it, but I was like, I probably don't have time to
drop it and get in. Yeah. I think you should just go in and see if you can grab your corpse and get out.
Okay.
Nope.
It's in there, but I have to think a little bit about none of this like helps. Okay, nope. That it's not gonna work. That's way too much. Can you go on the other side? Oh my fucking god.
I'm scared.
I instantly died.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucked. What the fuck? What even are these?
They're just behemoth fighters. And now you don't even have your thruster suit.
Yeah, the thruster suit wasn't gonna help too much. It does fucking suck though. I had one of these on when I went in the first time. It helps.
That's probably why you lived as long. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, jet does not go in there. Probably for the better. Obviously, I wasn't a fan of getting destroyed in the temple. Going in the side door and instantly dying felt like one of those things that can only happen in a mod. I get that it's supposed to be dangerous in there, but man is it janky seeing 100 biter nests smashed into the tiny room just to get one tapped. I hear you, I could have looked up how a pyramid works before I went in, but that's not really why I'm playing this game, or any game for that matter. I've said this before, I want to experience the game, not a Wikipedia page. I suppose if you're into Dark Souls-like games, this might be one of those things that you get off to, but I'm not into Dark Souls games, and I feel like these are quite punishing. I do like the intrigue and mystery, having spots to come back to in the late game in this sort of Metroidvania style is cool. It's just the combination of instantly dying massive planets to traverse and slower movement on alien biome terrain is pretty annoying. I might just also be losing my mind. I've had illusions of grandeur of actually beating this mod lately. I can see the path. I feel like I just gotta keep executing. The eye has shown me the way. Ugh, my carrying capacity is lower. God. In an uncontrollable rage, I manically built up the new planet. Nitric acid is needed for fertilizer, which is needed for the next step in vitamelange. This, of course, requires electrolysis. Ugh. At least I can use the oxygen for rocket fuel at some point. To keep the core miner going, I need to find a home for the Vita Nuggies, and it turns out they have a fuel value, which means I can turn them into processed fuel and store them to power both the trains and my base if I need more power in the future. I'm a huge fan of this, really liking vitamelange so far. I just need to actually be careful with pollution on this planet, so I'm only going to start burning them for power if my accumulators are really low.
How's the chicken nugget factory going?
It's good. We got some Tyson any Tazers going.
Oh, love it.
I could use some nuggets right now.
Fertilizer also needs biomass, which can only be produced in biolabs, whose only recipe is biomass. So I made some. I also made some air filters and put together that because dirty filters can be cleaned and produce dirty water, pollution is actually a natural resource that can provide iron, copper, rare metals, and even stone if you vent it off.
See what's up
By
here.
some metrics, I should be polluting more and harvesting the iron that is floating around in the air. I love these mechanics that can provide resources in weird ways. It makes me start theory crafting a ton. In fact, this kind of sounds like how Pyblock got made, but Jesus Christ, let's not talk about that. We've almost hit an hour already. There's the fertilizer, check. Fertilizer plus water plus Vita Nuggies makes Vita Blooms, check. And Vita Blooms plus Pyroflux makes Vita Spice, Vita Extract, and even methane gas, which is new. Keep in mind this takes 200 Vita Blooms, so I'm going to want to try and use some productivity modules here. This is the final step, although there is an enrichment process to convert Vita Spice into Vita Extract, as you get about 400 times more spice. My understanding is that these are currently the 2 exports needed for bioscience in space, so now I just need to ramp this up appropriately and get it into space. Rocket sections have been producing in the background, thankfully, and all I need to do is make rocket fuel, which should be easy with all the pyroflux and extra oxygen I have. I should also turn the methane into methane ice with cryonite slush, because I get the feeling that this will be needed in space soon. It's all meshing so well. I'm executing on all cylinders and excited to show what we're able to do in the next one.